Well, I mean, certainly Landon Collins is going to be at the top of that list. He's a dynamic player. He's a great acquisition that they got in the offseason coming from the Giants, and someone that's just very smart, very dynamic, and always around the ball. He's going to be a guy that's just, sees the play really quick, reacts, great instincts, and, he makes big plays out there on the field. Obviously, Kerrigan's another one that's going to be coming off the edge, and, he's just been a great player for a long time. He's big, he's long, he's powerful. He can rush the passer, he can set the edge in the run game, and someone that's just, always been dynamic off the edge.
We're going to take a look at both of those guys, starting with Kerrigan. We see how he can get after the quarterback here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just a simple kind of second down play. Really, I think, you can see his head kind of scanning the offense, takes a look at the big picture, sees the back, sees the tackle, kind of gets an indicator of run pass. And he can be in a 2-point, he can be in a 3-point, either one, really, whatever one he chooses. But right now, I think he realizes, some tip that he's getting off of the offensive line, realizes that it's going to be pass. So you see him kind of crouch down a little bit lower to work his get off. He does a great job here of getting off on the count and really just pressuring the tackle right now. You can see the tackle is very concerned with his speed off the edge, kicks back, kind of flattens out, and once he recognizes that, Kerrigan goes with the inside arm, kind of blows that inside chest pad back and really opens up the hip of the offensive tackle and runs him right into the guard. At this point, he knows he's just got to keep working the edge and get back to the spot where the quarterback's at, runs him right back in there with power, and then just has a great ability to, to recognize it, see the pocket, see the ball come loose off the quarterback, swipe down and through the quarterback and get that ball off him. So very instinctual player, very smart player, uses all of those to his advantage to be able to get that edge. And, it's a great example here of how disruptive he can be when he is in that pass rush mode. He's just as dangerous in the run game to be able to set the edge, but you can really see his power, his strength, his length right here, uses all of that and then attacks the pocket and gets the ball off him.
It shows you how important ball security is here too.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's the biggest stat in the game is turnovers, and certainly at the quarterback position, you're one of the players on the field that's most vulnerable, especially with those guys, collapsing around you from the pocket standpoint, and you got to do a great job of keeping both hands on the ball.
You mentioned Landon Collins. The Redskins added him to their defense this offseason. What does he bring to this team?
Well, I mean, he's another really smart player. I think he's obviously one of their leaders that they have on defense and someone that organizes a lot of the calls and the communication on the field. One of the greatest things he does, he's got great football instincts. He may have a job, a particular assignment on the field. He's going to take a quick look, and he can really go off script, and he can kind of get to the ball real quick based on what he sees. He kind of dissects all that really fast, and he'll get to the ball, get to the pocket, get to the quarterback, get to the running back, and now you have to account for him in certain situations where you didn't think you had to because he's just that smart of a football player.
He gets to the ball real nicely here.
Yeah, and this is just a really interesting play, I think, from the standpoint of he's down in the box. You're going to see him right over here to the right side of the defense. Really taking a look at the offensive set here. You got a little bit of a YY wing. You got an extra tackle in the game. So I think between Landon Collins and the outside linebacker here, they're kind of communicating right now. He's going to get a quick read off of the tackle and off of the tight end, realizes that it is play action. The guy's not going out for a pass and shoots the gap. Once he sees that it is play action, makes a quick swim move on the back, and then gets into the middle of the pocket right now, and is just disruptive. I mean, it's a negative play for the offense, and it's just based on instinct, based on what he sees, and just how quick he can decipher what's going on. And you just see him scan, checks his coverage, checks his assignment. He does a great job with communication, making sure everybody's on the same page. Ball is snapped, gets a great read off of it, and just into the pocket right now. And again, athletic, strong, able to get into the quarterback's vision, and then obviously finish the play off with the sack. I think they want to come at you with with a strong run game. They certainly have some really good running backs that can attack you pretty quick and really make you pay if you're not in good position. I think once they establish that in the game, it opens up kind of the speed element that they have in their skill players, which obviously they can get the ball downfield pretty quick and they can hurt you with some big plays. So I think that's what they want to be. They want to be able to run the ball, use the play action game, get those chunk yardage, and try to have those explosive plays off of it.
One of those running backs is a guy that Lions fans have seen for quite some time, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I mean, just a phenomenal player. He's big, he's physical. He does a great job seeing the holes. He can jump cut and get vertical real quick into the defense, and he's still working at a high level. And I think in recent weeks, his average yards per carry has gone up by about 4 yards, and he's just continually getting better as the season goes on. So that'll be a big challenge for us.
Well, it's runs like this one that help bump up those average yards per carry.
There's no doubt. I mean, obviously the Redskins are a little bit backed up right here, ball being inside the 10-yard line. Just a simple set. You can see how deep the back is, pretty much in their power alignment. He's going to come downhill right now. I think the Redskins do a great job of separating the defensive line movement here by the Eagles and just kind of open up that dip in, dip out space right there. And for a guy that's been doing this a long time, he's still, explosively quick. He gets through that hole, has great vision, turns it vertical into the secondary, makes a guy miss, and now he's just going to take it the entire length of the field. So, again, just so going at a high level, someone that can make you pay if you're out of a gap, out of an alignment, if you miss a tackle, has great vision, and again, someone that just continually puts pressure on the defense in order to try to stop the run.
Let's look at this clip from McLaurin here. Show us what he can do.
So McLaurin's down here at the bottom, and you're going to see basically Miami runs a pretty similar defense to ours. They're in man coverage right here. McLaurin's going to kind of stem it in, push it vertical, and really give the illusion to the DB that he's going to run the over route. Pretty common route in the NFL. Teams use that as one of their chunk plays to get the ball downfield. It's a little variation off of that. Once he kind of gives that stem for the over, gives a long little look there with the head, and then snaps his body around and, works the double move off of it. So just real dynamic, real explosive player. They're working it with the play action run game here, which again draws the attention of the linebackers. You can see them all kind of suck up into the line of scrimmage and just opens up all that space for him to work. And then once he bends out of that break, quarterback puts it on a line, puts it away from the defender, and he just, runs underneath it and turns it into a big play. So it's an explosive player. It's an explosive play. It's someone that can, hurt you at any time. And certainly, all those pieces working together between the run game and the play action game, you can see how dynamic it is. And again, it's just, you're going to see him kind of at the bottom of the screen here. It gives that little long head stick right there. The DB, starts to transition his eyes back to the quarterback and then snaps out of it. And you can just see the separation, the speed, the concentration to be able to get that big play downfield.
What does your defense need to do to shut these guys down on Sunday?
Well, I mean, number one thing for us is going to be the run game. We understand how dangerous they are there, and they can control the game, up front. And then, it's big plays like that. We got to prevent those from happening. We're going to have to do a great job of maintaining our leverage, being disciplined within the defense, and, trying to go out there and put some pressure on the quarterback.